and welcome back to the Sisterhood Podcast of the year 2023
Come
by
on.
the Creative Industry Awards. Guys,
we did it, girl.
We did it.
So proud of us.
Listen,
Come on.
we're so happy. So we just wanted to give a big shout out to everyone who voted for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. And it's stuff like this that makes us push even harder for you guys. So without further ado, we have a very special episode today. As you know, sisterhood is about empowerment. Men and women, but also young people.
Yeah.
So today we have the beautiful and amazing Kiayenna, and we're going to be speaking to her about life as a young woman, peer pressures, and how the young people really feel, so we can get to know them a little bit more better, guys. So Kiayenna,
How are you?
How are you?
Thanks. How are you guys?
Good, thank you. Okay, I'm going to start with your first question, yeah? Okay. As a young woman, do you feel like you've had what you would consider to be a good role model to look up to in the public eye?
Yeah, like there's a lot of, you know, public people and like celebrities out there like trying to involve young people and stuff and like give a good representation of what we should do and like what we shouldn't do. And obviously like I think my generation, we like really like focus on what they do and like how they present themselves and stuff like that. So
who would you say they are, Kiayenna?
My auntie, like celebrities, like YouTubers.
Okay.
Is there anyone
like,
in particular, a woman in particular that you think that you would look up to as a positive role model?
I don't actually know. Like, I just look up to a lot of people. Like, in my eyes, artists, like, even like YouTubers, like this girl named like Jasmine something, forgot her last name, but she's really good. Like she always like teaches everyone like how to do the hair and like how to go outside and present yourself and not be rude and stuff like that. And then obviously my auntie, always
Who's your auntie?
Sherrilyn, guys.
My beautiful
always
niece,
teaching
guys.
us like how to, you know, be nice, not always need to be rude to people and just, you know, going out and looking presentable and just being.
So how would you say that I've helped you in terms of being a positive role model in your life?
You've helped me a lot with like how I think about things and like how I don't need to always react to things. Like you even show like people talking about you, just haters, like they're gonna improve you and boost you up and your confidence, stuff like that.
Yeah. Great
You helped me a lot
lessons.
with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you helped me a lot with that and just like even like looking at you now, like how big of a whole podcast you've made, like you influence little kids to think that, oh, okay, one day I can do my own podcast and like speak to anyone and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, darling.
That is so beautiful. Thank Kiayenna.
Role models are important for young people.
Exactly. Just before we move on this question, do you feel that there's any negative role models in pop culture that you wouldn't want maybe even your children to look up to right now?
There's a few negative ones. Like, there's always going to be negative ones, but there's a few negative people like just showing the wrong side of what like, even like just little things like, I don't know, your culture, like the music we listen to, just how you go about yourself and like, just basically bad like.
What about Nicki
examples.
Minaj and Cardi B and those sort of
Nicki
city girls, the
Minaj,
city
Cardi
girls
B,
kind of
like I feel like them
thing? 'Cause I know
especially.
you like that music. Let's not pretend.
I do. But like I feel like they like even like let's say like body wise, like even with the whole like them getting plastic surgery and stuff, obviously it can be seen like both different ways, like good and bad.
Yeah.
But like not everyone wants to get big bum because their boyfriend wants to have a big bum or something like that. Like it is seen as a good way because obviously look how like far they came and they're fine and stuff and like they're proud of their body and they like how they look and stuff like that. But then it's just like, oh, some girls are like, oh, I want to look like them.
Do you know what? That was going to be our next question, actually. How do you and your girls, how is your body image when you look at social media? Young people now, when you look at sort of, you know, people who are maybe around our age or a bit older, and how does that make you feel? Does that affect your body image, even seeing those different types of...
Yeah, I think it does because obviously we're still young, so we're just thinking like, okay, our bodies will look like that, but then I think sometimes we're just like overlooking what we see. Like we're still young, we don't need to, everyone's just like, oh, I want lip fillers or I want bum surgery or I want BBL and stuff like that. But it's just like, by the time you're 23, you might not even have the stomach that you have now. Like, I think body is a very big thing, like in our generation, because everyone just wants that big bum and like the breast and like the body that they want, the hourglass and stuff like that. So I think looking up to people who have like nice figures and stuff like that and who are like proud of their body and stuff, it's very effective like towards us, because we're just like, okay, well if they're, you know, confident with their belly, then we can be confident with ours. If they're confident with their like how they're skinny and stuff, then yeah, like we can be confident with ours.
And all different shapes and sizes are all beautiful.
Yeah.
No matter what.
It's just, I think it's quite hard for young people like in my generation, because everyone's just always looking to see like, oh, like I want to be how someone else looks, or I want to look how Nicki Minaj looks. I want to look like.
None of us girls are always like completely happy, I don't think. Though I think we all can compare ourselves to other people sometimes.
Well,
I definitely have.
Well, when we were growing up, it was very popular to be slim. Size 8, do you remember?
Yeah, I used to get that. Yeah, girls used to start on me and they just say to me, you look like you're wearing a nappy, because I always had a big bum.
Yeah, your figure was the ideal. So when we were growing up, especially we're a little bit curvy as well.
I was really curvy when I was
We
younger.
had the challenge of actually, and again, not so much of you guys because social media is more prominent, but when you'd look at the films and you'd look at the catwalks and you'd look at the models, there would always be very slim women. And I remember feeling young, and I always had a bit of weight on me. And I remember feeling really bad about that, actually. It made me feel like I was undesirable. And I think it's just crazy how we've gone like, you know, maybe 10 years. So about 15 years later, now it's completely reversed. Do you know what I mean? But then, yeah, do you? But then, what I love about you is you've got so much good discernment, and that's really beautiful to actually see in young people. Actually, as you talk, no, it really is, because you can appreciate that not everyone is about that. So yeah,
She knows she's beautiful as well. Like we tell her all the time. Okay, so how did it make you and your girls feel when you heard about the passing of Kiayenna?
That situation was so like, even though like we're kids and stuff and we have our petty arguments, to think about like someone dying over like a boyfriend situation, like anything like that, it's just like, wow, like she had like so much other things going on in her life. Like she probably wanted to be a model, she probably wanted to do this and that. Like there's a lot of things she wanted to do, and it's just like dying over a whole situation to do with boys. It was just really like,
It's really
I think
sad.
everyone on social media was just like, wow, like she's so young, like she's literally my age. Like it was just very.
Did it scare you a
close.
bit?
It did. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it did. Like I was just thinking, can I even step out? Like if I say no to a guy, are they gonna just stab me in my throat? Like
Oh, it's just so worrying for kids your age.
it was very, very peak. Like it was just, everyone was just in shock. Like I just remember we all going around social media on our group chat saying like, she's 16. Like even like age, like she's 16. You wouldn't even think, like you'd be saying, oh, why am I in a relationship? But
And she was helping her friend, wasn't she? She
was helping her friends out. Not even like her own situation, but like her friend. Just shows of a good person she is. So
do you feel like that would? So do you feel like now knowing that situation has almost made again? Do you feel like it would be? It's. I'm gonna cut this. Sorry, I'm gonna start the question again. Do you feel like? Oh, now I've completely forgot the question.
It made us feel very wary of like our surroundings and like who we speak to and like what we say, because obviously some girls already, they'll be like, oh, I don't want to say no to this guy because I feel like he's gonna, you know, not speak to me. I feel like if I say I don't want to go out with the girls, they're gonna think I'm just being scared and stuff like that. So it did like make us think, like, what can we say? Like, where can we go? Like, if a boy is asking us, or if a boy wants us back, and a whole, even like relationship, friendships, a girl could easily do that to you as well. Like, it was very like, it made us very wary and question like, who can we actually hang around with? Like, not just guys do this, who can you trust and stuff like that. So,
what advice would you give to young women with dealing with that situation? Do you know how to quite deal with it yourself?
I wouldn't say I know how to quite deal with it, but like I do know, like obviously, if my instincts and my guts telling me this person isn't genuine, they're not helping me through my life situation, they're not helping me be successful and stuff like that, I have no business chilling with them. Like
always
I have
trust
no
your
business.
gut. Always follow your instincts. It never lies. Yeah,
100%.
Trust yourself.
Okay. So what kinds of peer pressures do young women your age face when it comes to relationships and sex? How does that affect you and your girls? Do you feel pressured?
Yeah, like the peer pressure, the pressure's very high, but like it's obviously there's a stereotypical saying like, oh, boys always horny and boys always just want girls for like sexual stuff, but it can be the other way around as well. Like our things in our head, like the things we think is like, okay, I'm talking to this boy and I know it's only gonna end up me having sex with him because he wants to have sex with me, or I'm gonna be in a relationship because we both like each other. And like 9 out of 10, they want like to do something with you. So like the pressure is very, very high because everyone's just like, oh, have you gave head to this person? Have you gave head to that person? Have you had sex with this person? Have you?
Would you say it's popular to sort of like in school, like at your age right now? Would you say it's popular to be experienced in that department?
I feel like it is. Like many people, I think it's like a genuine topic. Like when you have a conversation with someone, you mostly hear like, oh, what have you done with this guy? Like it's very high. Like people are just out here giving.
Why do you think that is?
Do you think girls are getting pressured into
I think girls are
that?
pressured to do it because they feel like everyone else has done it, so they don't want to be left out, and like they don't. I feel like sometimes the way they look at boys, like the way they're with a guy, they think, oh, they're not gonna like me for me, maybe because of my body or maybe because of my act. So if I give him head or if I kiss him or I, do something that makes him happy, he'll stay with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
It's more like okay, I don't want him to leave me for another person because they look like this. So if I give him what he wants, then he's gonna stay with me forever.
But does that work?
Not all the time. To be honest, not ever. Like it's not genuine. It's just you're making someone feel happy, but then you're here uncomfortable.
So then when they get what they want, they kind of just go off to the next person.
So it's just like, what do you do? You're here sad and you've gave them what they want, and what have you got out of it?
What advice would you give then your peers?
Don't do it. Like, honestly, don't rush into it. If this person,
no,
literally, like she's always like, don't do it. She said don't do it. But like, if they're not genuine, if you don't feel happy with them, if they're not like liking you for you, and you're not going on like dates and stuff, like a lot of people now, I feel like we all want to be like the whole 90s and 80s couples and stuff like that. I'm sure they weren't, giving head in a car park to anyone. Like, come on now,
I'm sure they wasn't.
Everyone just wants to be in that whole relationship. So I would say don't give like your body off and don't do things that make other people happy if you're just going to be sad in the end of it.
And if the boy really respects you as well, he'll wait, he'll be patient, take your time, don't rush into anything, don't do anything that you're not 100% certain of. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I'd say sex is a very intimate and loving act.
And spiritual.
That should be done between two people.
Who are in love.
And it takes the birth of a child. It creates the birth of a child, which is obviously the greatest miracle known to mankind. So I would definitely echo your advice to the young women. Feeling pressure is all good, but some of them boys will be 10 years later on a podcast talking about body count. So just careful, girls.
Yeah, and that's exactly what
they'll be like. Come on, body count.
Yeah. But they'll respect you more actually. Yeah. If you make someone wait, they will respect you.
I think people they're just like, okay, if I have a body count of 5, they'll think I'm more experienced stuff. They don't want experience trust. They don't want experience. They want a girl that respects themselves, because you giving your body out, you're not respecting yourself. You're just giving yourself away, and it's just like, where's your decorum? Where's your self-respect?
Keep yourself exclusive.
Yeah.
And then
everyone can afford a Honda, but not everyone can afford a Lamborghini.
That's true. That's true. I like that one. Okay, a little bit deep. What makes you sad about the world?
Well,
I'm sure there's sad about the things at your age.
School, money. No, I think one thing that's been on my mind a lot, is just how people act in the world, how people we're 16 below and people are walking around with machetes, and that's been on my mind a lot, thinking how we went from, not having phones, not having internet and stuff like that, to just going around walking with machetes, a simple hi, hello, people can't do. And social media is a very big impact on us, because once it's on social media, it's there for life. You could be 16, showing off your body by accident, and you're now 45.
I'm regretting it.
And your child is showing you, Kim Kardashian especially, that one was a big one. We're all just her son's on Roblox, and he sees her sex tape. That's deep.
Yeah.
But that's what mainly it brings a very interesting thought to my mind, just thinking why
your current actions will influence your future. Right there. So
big.
That's interesting. Okay. What type of things do you think young women need to feel more positive and more empowered?
I think we need old people telling us, like, old people represent.
Old people, you know.
No, not old people.
What's old? Hold on a minute. Let's just check this out.
Older people, like older than us. Older than us,
okay.
like telling us, you know, giving a good how do you say the word
Representation.
Yeah, that word. Like not always showing us like, oh, you know, you have to be this, you have to look like this, and just basically, I don't know, giving a good word out there and just doing good things for us to look up to, not having to look up to people in the strip club and stuff like that. Like, no offense, but still. But like, yeah, I think that's a good one.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Kiayenna, you've been one of our best guests that
honestly.
that we've had so far, and it was really insightful to actually listen to a young person such as yourself at your age, have so much discernment, have so much intelligence, have so much positivity, and I actually think you are
Good
a great...
to see your mindset
Yeah.
as well, you know.
You're a great example. You're a great example, and I would just hope that more young people would think the way that you do, and I think you, I mean, is there anything else that you want to...
No, that's it really.
And is there
No other
anything?
questions.
Yeah, is there anything else that you want to say, or any leaving statement you want to give?
Got any questions for
You got any
us,
questions
or-
for us? Yeah.
Oh, dagging the answer over here.
I think I have one question. Would you say like how girls are now in the society is way like they're more insecure and like worried about their body rather than how they like their personality is back? Wait, how
I think compared to
compared to before.
I think yes, and I think the reason why is because of social media. I think there's a lot more comparisons now, and there's a lot more women that are online. They're naked as well. We're seeing everyone's full bodies online now and stuff like that as well. And you get a lot of men. They'll be putting fire emojis and love struck, and you think, oh, hold on a minute, like you know, I might not look the same as what that person looks, or not. So I think definitely, I think that it's a lot more, hard. Like, I would say,
Yeah.
We still had it when we were younger, though. We would have it, but not on this scale. This is massive. No, it's online, isn't it? You see,
I would agree exactly the same as Sherrilyn for exactly the same reason. I feel like you guys have it much more worse now because there's so much more to compare yourself to.
It's a lot harder for you.
Yeah, there's so much more access to the world. Whereas when we grew up, we didn't grow up. I mean, we had like Snake.
Phones.
Yeah, we had Nokias, and that was not until they didn't come out to us about like 10, 11 or something like that. So we never grew up with it. We had
cameras, isn't it?
Internet tone. We had LimeWire. We had The Sims. So no, we actually never grew up with all of the pressures that you girls have now. So I'd say that you guys face a lot more than we did. We still had it.
But not to that level.
But not to that level.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great question, actually. And I think it's something that a lot of you young women need to pat yourself on the back about, because it is a lot different, even in so many different aspects, like, you know, even down to like your ability, this a bit off topic, but to get a house and your prospects, you know, when leaving school for jobs and careers and the economic climate, like there was a lot more hope.
Everything is so much more harder.
Yeah,
it is. But you got this, girl.
But you got this. And listen, toughest soldiers are made from the hardest battles.
Yeah.
That's a good one, babe.
So no, that was a great question. Okay, are we good to go? Kiayenna, thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share,
subscribe.
and we'll be back next week.